Well, hello everybody. Good evening. It's Leanne Graff, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Minot, North Dakota. Welcome to tonight's Facebook Live. I have a Facebook Live every second and fourth Monday where I share a couple cards with the measurements so you can plan ahead and stamp right along with me. So yeah, this one is an interesting double. I'm calling it a double flap card because it opens up both sides. So we're going to get into that in just a few minutes. And I added the butterflies as a little catch. If you can see that. So I like fun folds that lay flat. Awesome. Welcome everybody. Hello. So is anybody stamping tonight with me? Who I know a lot of you like to watch first and then stamp later. So that's just fine. Before I get going, 2 weeks ago, we played with the stack and cut cards, and a lot of you shared your cards and were in the drawing for the door prize. And the winner is Sharon Rowland. So congratulations, Sharon. Did I see that you were on? Yes, you are. Awesome. Congratulations, and thank you so much for sharing your cards. So today, and for the next 2 weeks through May 22nd, anybody who shares their card with this layout and this design on my Stamp and Share page will be in the drawing for a door prize. I'm going to try and straighten my screen up. I'm not sure which way I straightened that, if that was the correct. No, it was the wrong way. Okay, we'll go this way a little bit, I think. It takes a few seconds for my computer to catch up. Okay, that's a little bit better. All right. I don't like you to have to watch a crooked screen. Okay, so what I used here for these cards, first we're going to get into that. For the designer paper, I couldn't wait to use the Pretty Prints. And this is designer paper that actually matches the blue, gray and white paper that's called Sun Prints, but these are Pretty Prints, and they are in Bermuda Bay, Calypso Coral, Evergreen, and Blackberry Bliss, and then many variations of those colors. As you can see, it says there's multiple colors that work with it. So I thought I'd do monochromatic cards with this layout, but you sure do not have to do that. You can use any designer paper. So thanks for already sharing, gals. I appreciate that. And hopefully some other people will join in and watch. Or if you're watching later, all the better. So yeah, the stamps that I used are called the Good Feelings, and that is for the greetings. And then, here, let me open the inside here so you can kind of see that. And then the greenery is called the Botanical Layers. This was right up my alley, one of my top picks because of the greenery and the botanicals. It's really my favorite thing is to play with leaves and botanicals. So yeah, it is a fun layout. So hello everybody, and hello from North Dakota and Alberta, Canada. So awesome, welcome. So yeah, I'll show you how to approach this in just a minute. So let's get going. And I'm going to use the other few colors in this Pretty Prints to make my other two cards tonight. Okay, we're going to do, now I gave you the option on here. When you cut out your card, you can either score, so your card is a full, let me move this piece out of here, is a full 5.5 by 8.5 card base. This is an A2 card. If you want to make it a gift card, you score at the 1.5 mark. If you want to cut it off and not have a gift card, you cut it off at 1.5 from the edge. So from this edge, this is 8.5 wide, 1.5 is this line right here. So to make it a gift card, oops, that didn't fold very well. You just fold it. I did pre-score it. Then I'm just going to add a little bit of glue. Because a gift card, this is the full length of a card. I don't have to fuss about how much I'm gluing, because a gift card is not longer than that. Okay, so just let that, and so now we have our card base. I'm just going to actually bone fold both sides of this so it lays nice and flat. Okay, so as you can see, this one I cut off, and I'm going to make the next one like that, where I'm cutting it off. But this one I'm going to do the gift card holder like this, so you can slip a gift card right in there. Okay, all right. So we will just move this one as well. We'll leave that there. Hopefully you can see the measurements if you haven't found them on my page. So one thing I want to be sure to tell people is that, first I'm going to stamp, I guess, is that if you're having trouble finding me on my lives, you need to be sure to click on the 3 dots on the upper right corner of your screen right now as you're watching me live. If you're watching me later on YouTube, you won't see that. But on my Facebook page, those little 3 dots on the top, click on notification settings and click on see all, because if you're not finding this, and you need to be in my Flowerbugs Ink Spot page and not the Stamp and Share. That's where the videos originate, is the Flowerbugs Ink Spot. So, yeah, that's something that's quite important if you want to follow me. Okay, we're going to do the green the same. So we'll do the thank you in the inside with Bermuda Bay. And I want to stamp the inside before I finish this card, and you'll see why in just a moment. So then I'm going to take this pretty green greenery and stamp it once, and then I'm just going to lower it a little bit and stamp it twice again. The reason I lower it is because this edge piece would show if I raised it, where that discrepancy, where that line is. So if I stamp and then restamp, I go a little lower so it does not show on the card. Isn't that pretty? Very pretty. Okay, I'm going to leave that open. I'm going to show you another version of this card in just a few moments. I'm going to put that over here. Okay, so to put this together, I'm going to try and do it upside down. Okay, so I'm going to adhere this flap, or my inside, to this flap, first of all. And where it really doesn't matter where it's at, you could center it. I like being a little off center. So I'm going to insert that and then push this white piece into the crease of that. Okay, so now it's adhered. Now I can adhere the entire piece to my inside of my card. As much glue as you wish. I like less is more. And then I'm going to center the white piece on the inside of this card base. And our glue has a little bit of sliding time, so there we go. There is our card front. Okay, guess what? I did not bring or cut my designer paper. Can you believe it? Well, guess what? I'm going to go grab it real quick. That's odd. Okay, so this is the Bermuda Bay cards, or designer paper. I'm going to move this away, and this. And my designer paper is 2.5 by 5.25. So we'll get this out here at 2.5. Okay. And we'll do 5.25. I don't know if you can see that. It's right here, the 5.25. Okay. I knew I couldn't be as ready as I thought I was. Okay, so now you just have to decide, well, which is on top or which is the right side. I think I'm just going to go with that. This Pretty Prince paper is kind of all over. It doesn't have a real direction to it. Okay, so I'm going to show you some tips with the Stamparatus. We're going to stamp the front. Here's the card again. Get our butterfly, or our closure ready there. So bring in the Stamparatus. trying not to lay anything in ink. I have a couple in my open ink pad a little ways away here. Okay, so the nice thing about our Stamparatus is you can put two, and I am going to use the thank you, so I don't want to move that. All right, so what I like to do is have a stamp set over here for pressure, for me to ink. Okay, now I'm going to lightly ink this, just so I know where it's at on my grid paper. So this is the grid paper from Stampin' Up. So now I know that, and I can put this wherever I want. Kind of want it centered. And I can check it again in a moment. I'm gonna go a little lower. A little bit over. Okay, that looks good. All right. And the reason I like to use the Stamparatus for greetings is because sometimes you just don't get it inked all the way. And if you don't, you can re-ink. That actually looks pretty good, but I see a little bit of maybe not perfect inking. So I'll ink it again, and there we go. Okay, so that is the thank you that we're going to use. Now, here is the front of the thank you card. So I decided it was a little bit busy there with that greenery, so I'm gonna do it a little bit different. I'm gonna bring in some scrap paper because I might be making a mess on my work surface here. And stamp off, in fact, I'm going to stamp off twice. And I'm going to go a little lower, so it is more of a accessory. Do I want to do another one? I tend to be over, do a little bit too much. Okay, that's good. Stop, Leanne, stop. Don't keep going. I love to keep stamping. Yes, Stamparatus is awesome to use, like I said, especially for your greetings. So I kept this card really simple. I could go on and on with sponging and texturing and more, but I just wanted to show you the basics and just make a pretty card with a monochromatic color theme. But the butterflies really bring it over the top. So these butterflies are from the Brilliant Wings dies. And so there are two small butterflies in this set, and there are actually outline and smaller butterflies in it too. It's a big set of dies. Okay, so what we want to do, I did cut these out ahead of time, is I like to curve them a little bit, and we're going to use glue dots. If I was one of these cards I use glue, and one I use glue dots. So it's really up to you what you want to do. So I'm going to grab a glue dot with the butterfly itself. Now I know I put the butterfly in the center here, so I know I want to just catch it. Just catch the wing on this edge here. So, and I don't want that to stick out. And then this one, we'll do the same thing. We'll just kind of catch the, let's see, I want to just aim a different direction. And we'll put that right over there, but I want it to be on this part of the card, okay? So this can kind of just get caught right in there. Now, as for the gems, what I did with the gems is I colored this set with a Calypso Coral Blends marker, and I'm going to do the same with the Bermuda Bay. So what you do is use the firm end, not the felt end, but the firm bullet tip end. And it takes a little bit, unless this one is dry. It doesn't look like it's coloring very well. Let me just see what the other one does. Yeah, this one is better. Yeah, my other side might be just a little bit dry. Some of my blends I've had a long time and get a lot of use. So yeah, I don't like to color with that tip because it can ruin it, but this one was a little bit tired. Okay, now once you let it sit just a little bit, you can pick it up with take your pick tool. I want to make sure I don't transfer any of that blends. It dries really fast. There, that pulls it all together, doesn't it? Awesome. Yeah, I love to hold my cards closed with something. So yeah, that I just don't like them to be popping up on people and not lay flat. But yeah, you can certainly use that as a gift card holder, or cut it off and no gift card holder. So there's Bermuda Bay, Calypso Coral, and Evergreen. And now the next card we're going to make features the beautiful Blackberry Bliss. So this is just gorgeous. It's the same exact layout, only this time I cut off that 1.5 inches. So remember, this score or cut at 1.5, depending on what, if you want a gift card or not. So really, really easy. Now, before I make this, I'm going to show you a card I made a year or more ago. This was my first sample. The other one we made at Club was Pool Party. So this one is another very, very similar card. It has a little shorter front, so it really doesn't matter. But this one is caught by adding 2 dimensionals right here. So if you can see that. It's another really neat way to close your card. So in this case, I could have added a greeting here if I used another designer paper or texture, and put 2 dimensionals here with a little circle or some kind of greeting. So it really is a fun way to close your card and not have them pop open on people. So and they get it. When they open it, they know exactly what to do on how to close it, because you know, they can leave it like that if they want to, or they can just flip that butterfly up and close it. So it's really a fun card to do and not hard. What do you think? I just called it a double flap card. You can, oh, I cut this too short, too long. Now it has glue on it. Well, what I'm going to do, you're going to see, I can't put it in my paper trimmer, so I'm going to attempt to cut a 1/4 inch off. Let's see how I did. Wow. Obviously I wasn't, yeah, pretty good. And because it's dark, it doesn't show if it's just a little bit crooked. Okay. So we're going to do the same thing with our inside. We're going to stamp it using that. This one is a you're on my mind and in my heart. So very pretty greeting. Just going to get my Blackberry Bliss out and stamp and hopefully get straight. All right, and then we'll do our same bit of botanicals, and we'll do this way and then drop a little bit and fill it in. You could even do another one. Pretty, huh? Yeah, pretty. Okay, so for the Stamparatus, this time I'm going to scoot these cards away so I don't make a mess. And I'm going to peel this off. And like I said, I like to support my plate when I'm inking. All right. So again, I'm going to ink this lightly. It doesn't have to be full strength. And then I know pretty much where this is going to be. And I tried washi tape on my magnets so I can grab them, but electrical tape works very well. So before I ink that, I'm gonna just see, yeah, I could move over just a little bit. We'll see how that looks. Pretty good. Okay, now I want to ink it up very well. And, yep, needs a little bit more. I don't worry too much about getting it fully inked or even huffing on it when I have the Stamparatus, because I can just keep stamping and it's perfect all the time. So it's wonderful. Love, love, love it for repeat stamping or swaps or making a bunch of cards all at once. It's wonderful for that. Okay, so without making this one, too busy, I'm going to stamp off at least twice and just kind of give, I don't want to have a lot, it's a little hint of some botanical or greenery or whatever you want to call that. All right, so now to put this one together. Once again, the inside fits like this. It's a very dark card, but let me get it. So we'll add some adhesive on this. And like I said, it really doesn't matter where you have this. I prefer to have it a little off center, so lower than higher. But like I said, it really doesn't matter. But push that white piece all the way in and then add your adhesive everywhere. And then, oh, and this is too big as well. Oh my goodness, look what I did here. Okay. All right, how good am I? I don't know. I think I have to take off. And after I put glue on, you know, you should always check your measurements before you make your cards. My goodness, here I thought I had a 4 1/4 inch piece. That should do. Wow. It's a little bit long, but we'll make it work. We'll just have a narrower greeting on this side. It'll be fine. Okay. Now, there we go. Getting pretty nice already. So again, don't forget that anybody who wants to share their card like this, these double flap cards, will be in on the drawing for a free embellishment if you get it done and shared on my Stamp and Share page by May 22nd. You have 2 weeks to get that done. So I'd love to see what you make, what kind of designer paper, what kind of stamps you use. Yeah, we love to see what everybody's making. Okay, there's, oh, I think I'm going to scoot that over just a little bit and catch it a little stronger. Okay, all right. Oh, that's the small butterfly. That's why that was like that. Let me see if I can move it, because I moved it once. Yep, I can. That one's going to go this way, so this one has to go that way. Okay, that's why it doesn't catch as well with the smaller butterfly. Learning that now. I think it has to have a little bit stronger wing in order to catch. Okay, so I'm going to just leave, and these are the Iridescent Rhinestones Basic Jewels that, weren't they in the holiday, or the January through June catalog? And they carried over, so into the annual. Okay, there we go. How fast is that? Well, of course it was all cut out, but yeah, the greetings in these stamps are just beautiful, and they're nice and big. Nice and big. So these are the 2 sets that I used, and there are the cards using the Pretty Prints paper. So don't forget, I will add a link to the sharing page to this description of this video, so you know where to share your cards. And that's the Pretty Prints designer paper. It's 12 by 12 in the new annual catalog. So that's it. Anybody have any questions? I wasn't probably following the comments as well as I should be, but I will go back and answer any that I missed. So there we go. There are the 4 cards that I did, all monochromatic with 2 stamp sets and 1 designer paper. Thank you. I hope you all want to make some of these cards. And like I said, you can change it up and shorten this flap a little bit, shorten this one if you want, and add a greeting this way as well. It's really kind of cool to add it this way. Now this die is retired now, but you can certainly use any die to do that kind of a catch. I love catch flap cards. They're just fun and easy to do, and for recipients too. So, all right, thanks for joining me. I appreciate you watching, And yeah, do the replay, Peggy, so you catch it all. But there are the measurements for these double flap cards with a gift card option. If you just joined, you can do either a gift card and score at 1.5, or you can cut it off and not have a gift card and just have a flap. So those are the double flap cards. All right, thanks for joining me. And don't forget, I have another Facebook Live tomorrow morning. I'm here on my Flowerbugs Ink Spot page, and at 11 a.m. Central Time. I'm gonna play with a new bundle, some new paper, and share some techniques. So, and if you're watching on YouTube later, don't forget to subscribe to my videos and also follow me on Facebook. So, all right, I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully some of you, and or next time I'm live. All right, thanks so much. Good night. Bye-bye.